Baby, you're my coat. She got me feeling like a dope fiend.
Hi, welcome back to Love Life After. I'm Christelle.
I'm Brittany.
And I'm Miko Stylz. Thank you for having me back.
Thank you for coming, Miko.
All right, thanks, Miko, for being with us today. I want to introduce our special guest, Deone Mitchell. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Say my name so distinguished. I appreciate that, Brittany. Made me sound like I'm of some importance.
She did sound a little different.
This is Deone Mitchell. Thank y'all for having me.
We're excited for you to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
I'm excited.
Thank you for coming. Let's get into it. So basically, we just want to talk a little bit about Deone because she has a lot going on. She's a hard-working woman right here.
I'm trying.
So, yeah. So, won't you just introduce yourself a little bit? Tell us about yourself, a little bit about your background, and
we'll go in there.
Cool. Okay. Let's see. Well, my name is Deone. I'm from the Bronx. I know Brittany because we went to Shore University, the best school in the whole entire state of North Carolina.
Right, HBCU.
Is it really?
They are, look, they did what they could do for me, so that's all I can be thankful for. But I am a wife. I am a mother of 5, a grandmother of 1. I am a published author, a business owner, entrepreneur.
She's a grandma.
Yeah, I'm a grandmother. I hope only to 1 for right now. Anybody else I ain't claiming.
Right.
So you're gonna be trying to make no damn kids out here because I ain't claiming them. And pretty much that's all I can say that I am right now.
Okay. All right. So let's get into your books. I know you've written 5 books and authored them. I just wanted to get into the Secret Lies and Deceit. I already read Secret Lies and Deceit 1. I'm actually reading Secret Lies and Deceit 2, and I'm like so intrigued. Can't put the book down. I just want to know, like, how did you actually get into like the title? Like, how did you come up with the title and the characters of that book?
Oh, now you gonna laugh at this. So originally, my book was gonna be "What's a Good Girl Is Going, She Gone Forever."
Jay-Z.
But I was like, that title's too long. But so I was like, I need another name, and then I can go back to that later. So I was like, what do I want the book to be about? So I actually wrote the book first before I titled it. Mm-hmm. So I wrote the book, and then I thought about everything that my characters went through, and I was like, damn, this nigga lying, cheating, like also I was Secret Lies of the Sea, like perfect name, like that's exactly what she, went through, Amina, and that's how I came up with the name.
That's dope. So you author books, you have a podcast, you have a magazine, the Woman of Purpose magazine. How in the hell do you juggle all of this while being a wife, a mom, and a grandmother?
Girl, I just want to sleep. I can't even. I think, okay. So in order for me to feel like I'm functioning in life, I have to constantly be doing something. Like I cannot not be doing something.
Right.
Some call it ADHD. I call it
OCD.
Creativity. Right. I call it creativity. So, but it's like I just constantly have to just be doing something. So sometimes I get a little bit, stressful because I have so much stuff that I have to do on a daily basis. So I just put myself like on certain days, this is what I do all day. And I just put myself on the schedule and function like that. In between me driving, take my kids to school, going to eat lunch with them and doing all that stuff.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, so I have to make time, but I have to do it because when I quit my job.
Okay, I was just getting ready to ask that. Were you working?
Yes, I was working. Actually when I wrote my first book the first time, Secret Lies and Deceit, I was still in college and I wrote my book. and I was not tech savvy, so I wrote it on the computer,
Mhm.
and my computer completely shut down. I did not have a backup drive.
Are you serious?
Oh, my
So I did
goodness.
everything, and that was when those cheap Aces was out. When they first came out, it was raggedy as hell. So I went everywhere to try to get them to get the hard drive off of it, and they just wasn't able to do it. So I was like, okay. So I rewrote my book by memory
Right.
all
that's
over
awesome.
again.
That's dope.
Cool.
It was stressful, but I was like, yo, this was too
Too good.
much for
Yeah.
me
Oh,
not to get it.
wow.
So I did the second time, and then the second time I lost the book. Because the second time I wrote the book, and I did save it on a flash drive, but I left the flash drive in the mass communication department at Shore University, and I just never went back and got it. And Miss Akawafa, I remember her name because that was my teacher. She still got my hard drive, so if she wanted to steal my book, she could have.
Yeah.
Oh,
But so I rewrote the book again. So I rewrote the book a total of 3 times, and
Dang.
then I just wrote it, and then I wound up publishing it. I self-published. Because when I was getting the book deals, they was like wonderful, and I was so happy and excited to get book deals. But I noticed like the percentage wasn't right. And I was like, hold on, what is it? Because I know how to count. So how is it that you get more of what I get when I wrote the book?
Right.
So I was like, okay. So I decided to self-publish, and that's where the beginning of my company started, when I decided to self-publish.
That's what's up.
How did your husband feel about all this? Like when you first started, when you decided to quit your job, and
So first of all, he was used to me quitting jobs because I just never worked. So, but I did keep this job for a long time. I was there for 3 years, longer than I ever been at any job in my whole entire life. Was 3 years. I was working at Blue Cross and Blue Shield, and I liked the job. I worked from home, and I wrote my second book while working. I'm like, look, I'm put these people on hold.
The second one was the continuance of the first
so
program.
the second part of Secret Spies of the Sea. So I did that while I was working, and I didn't quit my job in pursuit to my own business. I quit my job because I didn't feel like they appreciated me. So I didn't want to work there no more. So I told him, I was like, I'm about to quit my job, and he like, okay, so I know you about to quit your job because you don't stay at jobs long, but what's your game plan? I was like, but this time, I want to help you. Listen, I will do what I got to do to help you so you won't be so stressed about bills and everything. So I quit my job, and I did not help him.
Oh, wow.
A whole year went by, and I just like played around. I was like, sure, I don't got no job. I'm out to eat every day. I'm out of town. I was like, he got it. We good. But then I got serious with it. So then I started Pretty and Pay Media, and it's an umbrella of everything. It's my books, it's my podcast, it's my magazine. It's just media in a whole.
So can I ask you a question? Sure. So if I wanted to write a book, well, say if I wanted a book to be published or something like that, do you go and interview people and write off of what, they interview?
Yes, I do help people write their books. It's pretty much called ghostwriting.
Yeah.
So I'll sit there and I'll have my little recorder, and you'll tell your whole life story, and I'll learn you as a whole. It depends on whether you want an autobiography or you want, like a fiction or urban literature type of, whatever type of book you want. I'll pretty much strategize on how we're gonna make it work. So I'll sit there, ask you questions. We have to learn each other, because in order for me to write for you, I have to know you.
Right.
So, we'll spend a lot of time together.
And will you take notes and stuff?
I actually do the recording because it's easier, because I can just listen, and then while I'm listening, some people do notes. I find that listening to the person, you get their different emotions about different things. So in the book what means the most to that person just by listening to them tell their story and how their voice navigates. Yeah, so that's what I do too. So I don't just only write books for myself. I do write others
because I started mine. I've been writing for about 4 years now, and it's still. I'm like, okay, am I gonna get it out? What should I do? Like I've been writing every day for the last 4 years. Just like my life.
And that's good for you to actually be consistently writing. Like that's really good. What are you writing?
Just my life. Just about
like
everything. Just everything that's been going on. Like with my husband, the kids. Well, not so much focus on the kids. Just mainly like my relationship with me and my husband, and everything we've been through. It's a lot.
Well, that is actually under my pretty and paid part of my business. Is showing people how to write not only like a urban literature book, not only a memoir or autobiography, just anything. Like you can actually monetize from any type of book that you have. Like you two do hair.
Right.
You can write a self-help book about doing hair. And publish it as an ebook. So there's no overhead, there's no printing courses. You just selling your services and you just sitting there and letting money come in. So that's what I'm saying. Like I'll do everything. Like I was just telling my son that because he's 20, and I was like, you throw parties, do a ebook on how to show people how to throw a party, promote a party from start to finish. Like anything, any knowledge that you have, you will be amazed of what other people will purchase because that's a lot of people. It's not easy for people to learn certain things, but everybody has like a part of their knowledge in which they could teach other people how to do.
Yeah, because I just like Christelle, I haven't been writing for 4 years, but I've always wanted to write a book. I always wanted to write a book. I always wanted to come out with a fragrance. Like that's just been a thing since I was in like 9th grade. I went to Far Rockaway High School in New York. It was rough, but that was one of my things. And I wish I remembered the title of this memoir, but I cannot remember. But all I know, I was in Far Rockaway High School, and we had block scheduled for reading, and we had to write this memoir about this Asian girl that stayed in a city, and she basically lived, I guess, in the projects. Like, and it kind of reminded me of myself. I'm like, dang, I could really write a book about my life because growing up, like at the age of 14. Like, when I was in high school, like, my mom was a single parent. So I had to co-parent with her when I was like the age of 8 and 9, So it was like I already had like so many experiences by the time I hit 14. And then it's like from 14 to 17, I moved to North Carolina. I got my driver's license. I was working, like basically I got pregnant when I was 18, went to college. I just have so many life experiences. And I was like, damn, I should really write a memoir. So then I took a memoir writing class in 2017. But my sister, she was in a hospital and I had to basically help her out. So I couldn't really focus on it. But I've been writing for a couple of years too. And like sometimes I'm not as focused as I should be. And I really need to be focused and get it out. But when I do write, it be real raw. And it be real like to the point.
So now that's why you said you wanted to come to my writing
class.
Yeah, because I break down how to write. Not really like telling you how to write, but showing you how to write and be focused. That's the hardest part of writing is being focused and being consistent. Like setting yourself up to do a certain amount per day. And so the writing class that I do have, it will go over that stuff. Okay. And I'll send that to you because it's very, I'm going to send it to all of y'all because I'll tell anybody, if you want to write a book. That's like one of the greatest accomplishments that you could do. Definitely. And then once you write the first one, you're going to want to write another one. You're going to write another one. Because
I always start it, I get lost. And then when I get lost, I get frustrated and I just don't.
So my class tells you how to, because it happens to everybody, but my class do show you or tell you how to stay focused because, and it's something as simple as you're not really getting lost, you're just setting your surroundings up poorly. That's what it is. You can never, as long as you have your mind, you can never get lost. But it's just your surrounding settings that you're not properly setting yourself up with. And that makes a difference.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that makes it. As long as you got a mind, you ain't never going to get lost. So don't worry about that.
And one of my things is the fact of the matter that, since my mom was a single parent, my dad's incarcerated, I have a lot of intentions, like not ill intentions, like in a way, like not ill intentions.
No.
not like ill intentions like that to like want to harm or hurt someone, but I want to speak my truth, and I really like don't care if I hurt people's feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a problem? Because like when I write my memoir, like I don't know if I like, do I have to put a disclaimer? Do I have to switch up character names?
You're
so that way,
about family and friends.
yeah, like family and friends and stuff like that. Because I mean, my dad was like, he was really abusive to my mom. Like he wasn't there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to I want to speak my truth because I mean that's what happened. That's what I seen as a child. But I don't know how to like actually put that in a book without putting people on blast and hurting people's feelings.
It depends on how you want it. Like if you feel like you will be only satisfied if the main character name is Brittany and the other main character name is actually what your mother and father name is, and that's the only thing that's going to satisfy you, then do it. You do have to be aware. People may come after you, especially if they think you get money.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do, I substitute everybody's name. I don't care. Like if I have a book, like my Almost Single is pretty much a lot of the stuff that I've been through. That's pretty much my whole relationship with my husband.
No.
But I redid the locations. I redid the names. Some things was a little bit like not true. Like especially at the end, I ain't had nobody baby here. Me and the baby father, my husband was still together. But what I do, like if I wanted to do something like that, I substitute because first of all, I'm not about to deal with nobody coming after
legally
me.
and all that, yeah.
Right, like I'm not. I just want to write my books, write how I'm feeling, and be done with it.
Yeah.
I have a question. So do you think that your books will be an interesting movie?
Yes.
Yeah, talk about that.
So, Secrets, Lies, and Deceits, 1, 2, and 3. The 3 is not out, and the reason why 3 is not out is because that's going to be the part of the series. Yeah. So I didn't want to put the book out until I might do the book after the series.
I'm just smiling just thinking about it because I read it.
You must read it, and what's so crazy is that if I could only do Secrets, Lies, and Deceit, I would do it. I did other books because I wanted to see where my mind can go, where else I didn't want to limit myself. But I love that book so much. Like, I don't know, that's just my baby. And I don't know whether because that was my first original book, but I think I put so much into my characters to the point that people really, the reason why we have not filmed yet is because of the two characters, Amina and Brian. Mm-hmm. I'm very particular about them, and that's because everybody has their idea of Amina and Brian. Mm-hmm. So I can't
just pick anybody,
right? Exactly, because my readers is going to they really take Amina and Brian and Amari,
the description
so perfect, right? Exactly. So I have to be careful with that. And I'm I won't start until it's right.
So I just want to.
But yes, it is going to be a book. A movie. It's going to be a TV series. Right now, Netflix
I can see playing Amina.
But we're going to shop around.
What's that girl name? God, it just left my mind from she's in the model. She's in Real Housewives of Atlanta now. Eva
Pickford?
Amina?
I could see her, but then I thought about
because you said she got
a big behind and all that stuff. Then that's when I was like, no,
she's Dominican,
yeah,
right?
She's Dominican and black, and so is her sister.
And so is her sister.
And that's the hardest part right there, is because it's I need I said that may be the character that I just have to go straight to the Bronx.
Mm-hmm. Nah, for real. No,
right.
For real though.
Because I don't see nobody else fitting her.
Yeah.
That's just and my director do not want me to do that because he want me to go through the Screen Actors to get an A or at least a B list. But I'm I don't see nobody right now. I don't see anybody that can play her. It's really about the description of her, because her description is
from what's his name?
Yeah, but what's so crazy is that I swear that pissed me off so bad, because I wrote this book way before Power came out. But if you read the book, you see a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
And I'm they're gonna think that this book been out way before Power, and it's just so crazy because the similarities of Ghost and Brian is so much alike.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I can't picture Brian, no dude being a hood dude with no locks or nothing. I seen him with a light skinned brother, brush cut, you know what I'm saying? Just a fly dude wearing Timbs or the phone posits like you described in the book. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think you should be particular about those characters though, because to be honest, like when I read the book, I feel like I'm actually there in the setting.
Right.
Like even like the sexual scenes, I'm like, woo. Right. Like, woo.
And I held back with the sexual scenes because I was nervous, especially in my first one. Like you can tell the difference between the first, but the thing is that I remember I wrote, even when I lost all of my files from my book 3 times, after I published it, I rewrote it another 3 times. Like, I'll just rewrite it and then publish it. So it's a lot of things that's added you may not see, especially some people got the first original copy. It's a whole bunch of stuff. And then I constantly go in and I just like, I'm going to put this in there real quick. So at first, my sex scenes was like, it was like that soft porn, maybe HBO type of thing, But then we started getting Pornhub eventually. Because I referenced other people's books, and I was like, well, she talked about that. I could talk about that. But I was nervous. But then I think
it's done tastefully because, I mean, it's not too much, but it makes me be in the setting. Like, I'm like, dang, I could really picture that in my mind. Like, if I could picture something, if I'm reading a book and I could picture the setting and I could picture, like, actually being there, then I feel like it's done tastefully. I feel like it's a good read because it's like, I'm so intrigued. Like, so.
Y'all made me want to just do a relaunch of Secret Lessons.
You should. You should.
You definitely should.
Like, I'm telling you, them books.
Or maybe bring Elisa back too. Maybe I shouldn't say anything. Sorry.
You tell everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely need to read it.
Y'all need to read it.
It's really good. I must say that I do appreciate that book.
You remind me of Shonda Rhimes.
That's what people at my husband's barbershop call me. I'm keep on telling me that because that's what I'm trying to be. So
for real, that's what's up.
So where do you get your inspiration for your books? Like, what inspired you to like come up with these characters and
those characters? Like, it's crazy because I said, should I get out of New York? Because I'm just like so New York. Like, everything's just based on New York. But it comes from like me growing up and people that I interact with, niggas that I fucked with, just like just stuff. So any book that's called fiction, just know that a fiction has to come from some type of reality. Right. So even though I don't think my life is that interesting as Amina, but what I can say is that some of the things that she may have experienced, I can say that, genuinely that probably came from bits and pieces of my life. But so I'm inspired by just life, like things that I dealt with, like. So once I dealt with street dudes, so urban literature is my type of thing.
So how did you and your husband meet? Because you
don't
seem like.
So you.
How did y'all meet? Oh yeah, her husband's like right next door.
No, we met in North Carolina, and
he's from here.
Yeah,
okay.
He would say that I was stuck up, and I just didn't really like people out here. Not saying I didn't like them. They didn't accept me the way. And it caused me to not, because they just didn't accept me. Like, as soon as I came here, they just instantly hated me. Right. So, I'm just like, he was kind of like, in Durham, people, they like,
they got a thing of
celebrityism with their locals. And he was like that. And I'm like, I'm never amused by that. Like, I don't. Yeah. So I purposely dish you if I feel like you're getting too much attention. So I did that to him. And then one day in Almost Single, he rolled up on me in Myrtle Beach. And then we.
Oh, so was that was inspired by? Okay.
Okay. So that was 2003, and it's 2019.
How does he feel about you publishing these books?
Okay, so I had a problem with him in the beginning because I felt like he didn't support my books in Secrets. And that's because he didn't read my book. For like 3 years, he did not read my book. And I was getting mad. Like, why are you not reading my book? Right. I feel you. So he was like, that's just not the type of books that I read. I don't care what type of books you read. Your wife write a book, you read. You better say, I'm writing, you fucking reading it. Okay. So I'm getting very upset. And then he was like, okay, I apologize. Yeah, I do apologize. That's wrong of me. I need to be reading your books. But what's so crazy is that he didn't read those books, but he's so supportive with everything else. Like, he'll promote the book, sell the hell out of my books. I was like, don't sell no goddamn book until you read. How you gonna sell a book if you haven't read it?
Right.
So he corrected that. Right. He corrected that, and he supports everything. But I have to understand he's just not a reader like that. He doesn't read urban literature.
Yeah, I mean,
He'd rather read Steve Harvey. But he don't want to read Deone Mitchell. I got his damn last name, right? But he supports, and he likes the books. It's just he's not into that. He's not into like the cursing,
he seemed real like laid back and stuff.
So was his reaction surprising to you or no when he read the book?
He was very surprised. I think he was surprised of. First of all, I'm hot, so I'm gonna focus because when I drink. First of all, y'all, they got me drinking wine, but that's okay because that's what I wanted. But
matter of fact, I need a refill.
Okay, I got some more wine. I'll be refilling.
I know you need to get a Naya to come get some wine for her.
I got some Ciroc in the car.
I don't put the rest.
To be honest, I have an issue opening wine. I don't like using
the
wine opener.
Miko, can you get up real quick
y'all know
and grab that
bartender.
one?
You used to be a bartender?
I did.
Oh, me too.
Really?
I mean, I would do everything.
What's your sign?
Capricorn.
Okay.
Ooh, y'all probably hearing this microphone probably picking up that.
Oh, that's all right.
My husband's a Capricorn. That first
Oh,
one
he's a
up
Capricorn.
there.
When's his birthday?
January 6th.
Oh, okay, mine's Christmas.
Oh, okay. My daughter is 2 days after Christmas.
Oh, the 27th?
7th. Mm-hmm.
That and then my aunt is on Christmas too. Taniko.
Yeah.
Wait, what is that?
That's
You can have that. Y'all can have that, but I don't want none of that. That's some party juice.
Is it strong? Because it looks like it's kind of vintage.
I mean, y'all can drink it if y'all want.
Yeah, if you want. And the blue one too. That's mixed.
I'm good.
You got a bottle?
It's alright.
It's okay. Oh, that was our camera.
I'm looking at
It's alright. But where's the wine opener? Is it in the? It's in the kitchen in the drawer. Look in the kitchen and drawer on the counter, Miko.
Y'all gotta edit this out.
Okay, so we got a little distracted. So we're back now.
You did your research.
Yeah, I had to.
I'm like, you got that from It's About Me on my website.
Mm-hmm. I sure
Oh,
did.
which one? What are you talking about?
You started your own publishing company in 2015.
Yeah.
She did that.
So yeah, go into the. Oh yeah, you did talk about that already about how you started. Okay, so describe this. The Women of Purpose magazine.
Okay, so the Women of Purpose magazine actually comes from the Women of Purpose networking brunch that I started last year. So this year is going to be my second annually Women of Purpose networking brunch. So the brunch is where I rent out a venue and I have women come and we just discuss. Each year is going to be like a different topic. This year is turning pain into power. And so the magazine comes from that. I was like, okay, well, I'm doing the networking brunch once a year. What can I do to add to the Women of Purpose brand? Because with social media and everything, I've noticed that, we're not normally seen in a positive light. And if what seems normal is not my normal. Like, normal to me is not trying to be a Bernice Burgos. As pretty she is, that's cool. But I don't want my daughter to image her. I want her to image somebody of some substance. It's not all about looks. I've been in that era that I've been in my 20s, cute, nice body, all that stuff. That's cool. But what else can you say for yourself?
Right.
And with social media, it's like these kids are getting confused. So I came up with Women of Purpose because, like, what is your purpose? You're a woman. What is your purpose? Like,
massage
really,
your body, massage your face.
Right, besides
your makeup, your nails.
Exactly.
Clothes you wear.
Right. Yeah. So with that, when I had the networking brunch, we were talking about all of that stuff. But then with the magazine, I just want to show some light on Women of Purpose. And speaking of Women of Purpose, you guys are my February Women of Purpose magazine. So yeah,
We're excited.
so when it came to the magazine launch, first I believe in energy and good, surroundings. So when I already knew Brittany, but I instantly took a liking of you when you came. And trust, I'm not that type of person. I try to get out of it, but I can sense some stuff, and then I'm like,
Yeah,
Right.
So, but I'm open to everyone. But once I get up, like, I didn't get that with you. So. And then when y'all told me about your podcast, I was like, that's perfect. That's good. That's what I love seeing women doing. And then when I came and y'all described what it was going to be about, like I put another stamp on there too. So they are my February Women of Purpose.
Yes.
All
Thank
four,
you.
guys. And that's how I did the magazine.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna still have to come support you, even though it's a women's
women.
page. I would love to.
No, it's actually what's so crazy is that last year I had men there too. It's called Women of Purpose, and that's only because I'm like, I just want us to have, as Black women especially.
That's right.
As Black women, we don't have anything that we could, not too many things that we could stamp for our own. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have too many different cultures taking the stuff that we have created, and I'm like, and then we wind up following them.
Right.
Yeah.
Confusing, right? So I'm like, it's open to everyone, and we have a good time. This year is going to be really good because I plan on having bigger speakers and a different variety of stuff to do, and that's going to be September 28th. So save the date.
I'll save the date. Let me write that down.
And I'll let y'all know. I'll keep y'all posted with that. But it's just for us. It's just to shine light on all women
supporting each other.
Right.
So
that's one of my biggest things.
Can you repeat the date one more time?
September 28th. And I'm gonna send you. We all need to exchange numbers.
Of
Right,
course,
definitely.
Yeah.
And then I'll send you guys all of the information.
Because when you interviewed us and asked us the questions about like how do we feel about women supporting women and how is it important to us and how we gonna support the new wave, like I just think that, like I said, like it's not enough women supporting women. But me personally, I love seeing women thrive. Like that's like my number one thing. Like, I know women are catty and they have their issues, but at the end of the day, I'm still a Black woman and I love to see women thrive, like especially growing up. The way I grew up with my mom having to do everything on her own, like I respect her to the fullest. Like I don't know how the hell my mother did it, raising 3 kids in New York in the projects, because her rent was like almost like a mortgage here, living in the projects.
People don't really understand how much the projects cost.
Like,
projects not like the projects here.
Right.
Projects
it's like,
like,
it's so expensive and I don't know how the hell my mother did it. And I just like respect her to the fullest for that. Like, so I'm here for supporting women. Like I'm here for it. Like I love supporting women. I love seeing like women professors, like evangelists. Like I love it. I'm like, oh damn, like if she could do that, I could do it too. Like
and
that's how I feel.
Yeah, and that was one of the main reasons why, we wanted to do this podcast too, just to support each other and let people know, like it's okay, it's okay to support.
So big to me. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm a Black male, you know what I'm saying? But it's so important for me to see Black women get along and support each other. Black people in general, doesn't have to just be Black women supporting Black women. Just black people supporting each other. You know what I'm saying?
Period.
You don't see it often, but when it's a unity, it's a unity.
It's
so
big.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Black people stick together is very, very important.
It's very, very important, and people don't really understand it. I, to this day, don't understand why it's so much unsupportiveness. I be making up words just I got my own dictionary. Like, so my unsupportiveness. So I don't understand how people don't support each other, especially women, because I'm like, and it's back to nobody wants to see anybody get ahead.
No, and
Nicki Minaj and Cardi B.
Right, I was just gonna say that.
Even though, okay, for instance, they say that Cardi isn't Black. Cardi is Dominican.
She's brown.
Right,
She's still brown.
That's Black.
Dominican is Black. But anybody, women of color, period, should stick together because it's so hard for women of color to kind of get
And another
ahead.
thing, With
get
us,
ahead.
like being hairstylists, you know how like we sell, some of us do our own thing, selling hair products and stuff. But you still see some of your clients, like they're not gonna support you. They don't want to support the black people, they don't want to support your business, or like, oh, you can say, oh, I'm selling, selling hair, but they're still gonna get up and go to the Asian because
only
they
because they don't want to support you and see you get ahead.
Right.
Or it's because they think they could get it cheaper somewhere else. They don't want to spend money.
No, they don't ask
But here's the thing.
for discounts. They'll ask you for a discount, but won't ask them because they know you're not getting no discount. I give you 5 cents off. I give you 5 cents off. That is like that's what you getting from them. They don't play with their money, okay?
They don't.
Right, but yeah, it's sad.
It is
so
sad, and
it hurts me.
and then I saw a Killer Mike
interview on Breakfast Club.
No, not even that one. The one, his trigger
warning. Yeah, I seen
and the
it.
first one he was trying to buy black, and it was so hard for him
to buy black. Yep,
oh my god!
It's on Netflix.
I even said, I was, oh my god, watching it. I was like, you're absolutely right. If you think about it, like if you trying to buy black, you have to buy black starting from the main source.
Like when he was in a restaurant. When he was in a restaurant, it was a black-owned restaurant, but they get their food from a white-owned farm. So he basically wasn't buying black, so he couldn't even eat.
It was crazy, but I was like, I said, you know what? I want to do something like that, but I ain't gonna go to the extent of all that because that's just too much. But what I can do, if you black owned and you own the business, I'll buy for you. So.
Right. I mean, it's kind of hard to take it to that caliber.
But he knows now because that was. I don't think he understood, and neither did I until.
Yeah, I ain't understanding either.
Even down to the cars,
to the cars bikes, you drive, like
to the hotels. He had to sleep on a park bench. That probably was owned even though he said by a white person, but he just had to sleep somewhere.
Yeah,
I was like, I would have been at the marriage.
It's
that
crazy.
was my thing this year. Well, it started last year when I was like, I'm gonna try my best to support black owners, even to doctors. Like I switched all my doctors now to black doctors.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And I'm like,
right? Yeah, because my doctor is Indian.
Yeah,
but you know what? Indian doctors are really, really good.
I love her.
Yeah,
well, mine wasn't listening to me, so I had to get rid of her.
I find that by getting, and you know what, it might be some things I feel like we may not always be able to say black, but we can say of color.
Of color.
Yeah. You know, because black people ain't turn around high school and college the way we need them to be doctors, so we can go doctors and opening up hospitals and opening up schools. But of color, like I feel like shit. She darker than me, so she just gonna have to work. But I think with that. She kind of, because of color people, we have similar, like, diagnosis and stuff like that. So I think with her, I noticed how she pays more attention to listening to me versus them other people.
Right.
And my Indian doctor, she already, like, I had to get on her because she tried to play me, like, because for one, like, I don't really want to be on birth control like that. So I was like, I want to
that.
Like, I don't want to be on birth control at all, but my husband, he the only child. We got twin boys. He say he don't want no more kids, but he don't want to get a vasectomy. So it's kind of like, I don't want to get my tubes tied either because it's invasive. The only thing I'm getting invasive is some lipo. I'm not getting my tubes tied.
Don't get your tubes tied. That does not do women body good.
See? And that's what I'm saying. My husband,
I should have made his ass get, because now I can't get pregnant. This he can get somebody else pregnant. Yeah, I'm about to be careful. See? That shit, like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, what was I thinking? I was stupid.
That's a book, girl.
Right. I was like, what was I thinking?
You should write a book about that, because my husband, he's like, man, nah, I'm not doing that. It's ego, pride, and I've been on birth control for years. Because I was sexually active at a young age, so I've been on birth control for years. I had my boys. As soon as I had my boys, I got the Mirena. Then I had the patch. Now I'm on the pill. But he is so against getting a vasectomy. So I'm like, okay, like, I don't want to get my tubes tied. It is. But he's so against it. So I was talking to my doctor. I was like, well, this birth control make me feel like a little depressed, and I be feeling down and stuff. I was like, I want to get on a low hormone birth control. She tried to argue me and say, well, we could do that, but it's gonna cost more for the doctor. Bitch, I don't care.
Right.
Like,
just put me on what I asked you to
I got insurance. Okay, you're gonna put me on what I asked you to put me on.
So you gotta let the doctors know. I let all my doctors know in front, even my kids' doctor. Let me tell you, I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna tell you what their diagnosis is,
Right.
because I'm like pre-med anyway.
Okay.
Off of Grey's Anatomy. I can diagnose everything off of Grey's Anatomy. So I'm an intern at Grey's. What was the name of the hospital at Grey's? Grey's Memorial. Yeah, that's an intern there. Okay. So I'm gonna come in the doctor. I just need you to fill out the form because I already diagnosed my kids. Okay, that's all I need you to do because my diagnosis is always right.
That's funny.
Yeah, so buying black, I don't know. It's hard.
Yeah.
But
It is.
I feel like as far as like what we doing, like if you have a black author, you have a black hairstylist, you have a black anything, you should try to support. But what I can say is black people, y'all can't complain about people not supporting y'all if y'all have the nastiest attitudes.
Not only do you have the nastiest attitudes, I'm sorry I was late today, y'all, but being late is another thing. Not being professional is another thing.
Right.
Not delivering whatever it is that your product the professional way is a lot. So just be professional. If you're going to sell something to people, just be professional about it all the way around the board.
I know that's right, because I know that's y'all time that y'all allotting for people when people are late to their appointments and stuff like that.
Okay, because I charge a fee, and then if I don't get my fee, I'll block you.
That's
so you
right.
can never book with me again.
Yeah, because some people, they just get comfortable. They get comfortable in their way and be like, it's not that important, but it is a point because this is my time.
Because my thing is, are you late to your job? You know, are you?
Because if you're late to your job, you get written up.
Right.
After you get written up, you probably get another write up, and then you're fired.
Right.
But I don't go through all.
I have clients who are late sometimes, and they just come in there like
nothing happened.
It's disrespectful.
It is.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to provide a service for you.
And if you didn't provide that, if you gave them a 15-minute late type of service,
do you
they'll
not
be
understand?
Mad, right?
Okay, I will be all over the bad hairstyles also over
you should
social
be like,
media.
listen, if you came 15 minutes late, I'm about to give you this 45-minute hairstyle.
Right.
So if you don't get dry properly, that means because you were 15 minutes late. So you only get 10 more minutes of drying. So the other 15 minutes you should have came on time.
Yeah, because I know me and my mom, because like I don't really celebrate Christmas with my children. I do Kwanzaa, and we've been doing it for like a few years now. Like,
how was that?
It's different. You know, it's still something that I'm still learning.
Okay,
the children are still learning.
Nothing about it.
So basically, it's
like nobody better not say nothing because I'm black.
Listen.
I'm Catholic.
Are you really?
Yeah. So
you are the second black person that I met that was Catholic, and it was so intriguing when actually it was this week somebody that was black told me that they were Catholic, and it blew me away.
Generally, I tell people. Like, if there's any black person that, and this is just my belief, any black person that's Catholic, that means that her family is not rooted with black. Because it's kind of like it's a Spanish thing. It's it's some Africans too, and then Asian. So where we get it from our Spanish side and our Irish side. Gotcha. So that's where the Catholic comes into. Gotcha. So we didn't really celebrate a lot of African type of heritage in my family. So I don't, people are like, how you black? I'm like, I'm telling you, I don't know. My father, they was black, but I didn't grow up on his side of the family, so I don't really know. Like, so I didn't get like the history talks about like Africa and all that stuff. So I don't know about Kwanzaa. So explain that to me, please.
To be honest, I'm still learning, and it's a learning process for me. I know it's 7 principles. I can't remember them in order right now because I'm drinking wine. But I know the first day is Umoja. That means unity. So basically, you come together and you be creative. Like, you do handcrafted gifts for 7 days in a row. You don't buy gifts. You spend time with your family. You play games.
But that's what Christmas is all about.
But
that's
that's
the true meaning of Christmas.
That's the true meaning. But you know what? A lot of people, like, to be honest, I hate to get political and religious here, but a lot of people are brainwashed and they think that,
it's about gifts.
It's about gifts and
getting
things and like
I'm commercial.
Right. And to be honest, I'm not really religious. To keep it G. I'm not religious.
This is a whole nother podcast.
It is a whole nother podcast. It is a whole nother podcast. It is a whole nother podcast, but I'm not really religious like that. And you know, me and my husband wanted to do it to give the boys some morals and some stability, you know, because like my children, we don't buy our children Christmas gifts. We this year for Christmas we took them to the Poconos. Like we took them to the Poconos. We travel. We just do different things, and like I just felt like it was a good look to do.
That's perfect.
So that way, like you know what I'm saying, they don't have to be so wrapped up into Christmas. Oh, what am I getting? What am I getting? And all this, like you know, I don't.
Well,
I
we started that last year. We started. Well, we said now we're gonna do every other Christmas. Last year I said I wanted to do every Christmas, but you know, kids they don't really appreciate stuff how we appreciate stuff.
Right.
And I noticed you spend all this money for kids not to be appreciated. You know, my kids they act like they were scammers. They asked for gift cards, so they had like 20 gift cards apiece for that stupid Fortnite game.
Yeah, Fortnite. That's what my kids asked for too.
Right. So I'm like, I'm just activating them gift cards Christmas Day to give to them. I was like, this is ridiculous. So we said every Christmas or every other Christmas now, we're just gonna take them somewhere. Because all that money you spend on that, you can just take them somewhere and let them get life experience, right?
Memories and life experience. But I do have it pulled up here. So the 7 principles. So this is Swahili. So Umoja is unity, to strive for maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race. Kachu Jukalia, self-determination, to define others, name others, create for others, and speak for yourself.
So every day
every day, that's for 7 days. Ujima, collective work and responsibility, to build and maintain our community together and make brothers and sisters' problems our problems, to solve them together. Ujama, cooperative economics, to build and maintain our own stores, shops, and businesses, to profit from them together. Nia, which is purpose, to make our collective vocation in building and development of our community in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness. Kumba, creativity, to do always as much as we can in the way we can in order to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited it. Imani, which is faith, to believe with all our heart in our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders, in righteousness and victory of our struggle. Yeah. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's deep.
Yeah, so every day you're trying to do
every day.
So do you start?
Do
you start on Christmas Day or do
you start after? So
Christmas?
It's from the 26th to January 1st,
okay.
Right? So I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, listen, don't bash me in the comments because I've been doing it for a few years, but I'm still learning as well.
Right.
Like my kids, they on point. Like you feel what I'm saying? They know what it is. They're like, I'm like, what's today? What's today's word?
And they learn
they
that
know.
in school too.
Right. Yeah, like they know. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm learning.
telling me about Kwanzaa one day. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? It's just you know, just something to like, you know, add a little bit of character. Like
it's good.
It is. It is good. I feel like it is good. I mean, I don't have nothing against Christians. I don't have nothing against Muslim. I don't have nothing against nobody what they what they praise and nothing like that. It's just I'm just more spiritual. I walk by faith.
Right.
Like you feel what I'm saying? Like I believe there's a God. It's definitely a God. It's a higher power. But I'm just I don't want to say I'm Christian. But to be honest, I grew up in New York. I grew up in a Baptist church. I grew up singing on a choir.
Are Christian, and this is what I think a lot of people get confused. You are Christian because
if you believe in God,
right, you're a Christian because His name is Christ, and that's just the root. Christ comes from the root word.
Me personally, I just don't like claiming a religion because I feel like it's claiming like I'm blood of Crip. Like you know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. I feel like it's a game. Like, and I feel like
it can be.
You get what I'm saying?
Like, I went to Catholic school, so you know I don't get that's a game by itself.
We definitely need to talk about that.
That's a good topic, like religion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because you just have to. Religion is different.
Yeah. It is.
It's different.
That's why I listen to Sarah Jakes. Robbie, you listen to her? T.D. Jakes' daughter.
Oh.
I listen to her. Like I listen to her here. Anytime I'm in the car, I listen to her. That's what I listen to.
Okay.
And I like her because when she talks about the word, she doesn't talk. She talks about life experience.
And
that's that's more relatable to people.
Right.
Like you can't just talk about the Bible and be like, and now you need to do this type of thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why it's a lot of kids that's not into church because of that. And that's how I grew up. Like we learned the Bible, we had religion class, and we did as the Bible said.
Right.
But did you really understand what it was?
Right. Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, you don't understand. You knew the words in the Bible, but did you really understand what it meant and how to implement it in your life?
Right.
You know, so
Yeah, I think that was the issue with me too. Like I kind of didn't understand a lot, but growing up, I did have Wednesday Bible study class and all, and then you went to church on Sunday. But my husband, he's very, very intelligent. He's very knowledgeable about the Bible. The Bible from front to back. And I'm really not like that type of person. Like I just like to listen. I experience things. I go through things, and I'm like, look, I'm just the type of person. I'm just gonna live righteous. Like if I treat you right,
that's the most important.
Can you restate the scripture?
Righteous.
Any scripture of the Bible? Don't feel bad. You can't, because I don't.
I'm trying to think.
I can't.
Okay, so sometimes I have a hard time re-scripting, but at the same time, I can. When I hear it, I know it.
I know it.
Thank you. People be reciting stuff like Psalms 23, 89, 45. But you know what? Verses 1 through 10.
Yeah.
Doing too much.
But I do. I can think of something like Corinthians. I know that's something with like love and marriage or something like that, but I can't really recite it off the top of my tongue. I can't.
I remember Noah's Ark.
My dad, he read the Bible. He read the Bible from top to bottom.
Really?
He did. But when he read that Bible from top to bottom, it changed him completely.
In a good way?
I can't say that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what he read. I don't know what he interpreted from reading the Bible. Because at the same time, like, when he read the Bible, I felt like whatever he read and what he interpreted is right to him.
Right.
But there's no way that you could have read that Bible and thought that everything that you wrote, that you read was correct. Like, you get what I'm saying? And he does. He think that whatever he read is how he, you know what I'm saying, is the way of life, and it can't be. Somebody else has to explain something to you.
We definitely need to
talk about that.
Save that for another segment.
Right, definitely.
Yes.
And you can come back.
Yes, I would like to.
Come back too.
Right, come on. Is that the alarm? Yeah, that was the alarm.
That's okay.
Okay, so
that.
Okay, Deone. So let's get back into we don't got off topic.
We did.
So should a writer, or I think we talked about that earlier.
Yeah,
Do you have any other questions?
No, I wanted to ask about the magazine though. Like, how do people receive the monthly issue? Is it a subscription, or like how do they have to get a copy of that?
Well, you can go on my website, prettyandpaidmedia.com, and get downloaded every month. It comes out on the 14th. If you signed up for the text message, for some reason they having technical difficulties. It was supposed to be that you signed up, you text this word to the text message, and then you automatically get it. For some reason, nobody got theirs for this month, and I don't know what's going on, so I got to check that out. But generally, I even do what I told y'all to do. I send it through DM. The link through DM is on my website, or once it gets back working, you'll receive it in your phone if you subscribe to the text message.
Okay. That's dope. All right. I wanted to ask another couple of questions too about, as far as writing, like, when do you carve out time to write? Can you give any tips or like any suggestions on people that's trying to write, aspiring writers? Like, what is the best advice that you could give?
Write every day. This is what I do with everything.
Sorry, God, that was the alarm again.
That's all right.
That's okay. She's very safe in here. Just know y'all ain't running up on her.
Right.
But this is what I do with everything. And it's crazy. My husband think I'm crazy. I always set a date. So when I put my book release, I didn't have no book yet. When I did the magazine release, I ain't had no magazine yet.
Oh wow!
Because it puts me under pressure,
right.
And I work well like that because I don't want to be embarrassed, and I know I get stuff done. So whenever, like, I tell anybody, if you doing, especially when it comes to like writing a book, something that you can be so easily distracted to do, put you a book release. Go on Eventbrite and be like, you know what? I'm gonna have a book release here on this date. Even with podcasts and stuff, like, you do it, and
we kind of did. We didn't really like have. When we first started, we said January 26th.
That was
right. And look how fast you was like, y'all have to get this done, this done. It put like fire under your ass because you was like, I gotta get this done. So with that, with writing a book, you just have to dedicate time every single day to write. Like, and what I recommend is at least write a minimum of 500 words per day.
500 words per day. Let me write that down.
500 words per day is good when you're a beginner writer.
Honey, I have a story that needs to be told, and it is so good and it's so interesting. It can actually like be a series.
Mm-hmm.
But every time I start writing it, either I get too into my emotions about it, and I stop, and I try to go back to it, but I can never continue it. So I've been looking for writers, so you might have to just...
But why you get so emotional about it?
Because it's really deep.
Is it about you?
It's about me.
But you know, even if I sit down with you and I don't mind, you're still gonna get emotional.
I am, but at least I won't just like
you won't
walk
stop.
away,
Okay,
walk
it'll be
away
somebody
from it.
there. Okay,
you know what
I
I'm
get
saying?
So you need that support.
I do need it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way because like my best friend, she's actually trying to write a book too. So he's like, hey, bitch, this is our goal this year. We're going to write and we're going to do a joint project and we're going to make this happen. So she got a laptop and she started writing and stuff. And like when I'm at work, I'm so aggravated. I cannot stand this. Like I'll be so aggravated. I'm like, I'm going to send you something. I'm going to write a piece. Like, so I'll write this bomb piece and then I'll freaking get writer's block.
I always
like,
get that.
That's because I told you, you're just not setting yourself in.
Yeah.
The right
I just write. Like, I don't care. I just like, if I'm feeling some type of way that day, I just like, just type or something.
So do y'all who types? You type?
I do it on my phone.
I do it on my phone. I do it on my laptop.
Okay,
well,
I'm going to tell you, anybody go get you. It's everything about what you do when you're a writer. Just like if you're a painter, it comes with the tools that you're using.
Right.
Go to a Walmart, a Target, a Staples, and get you a nice notebook and a nice pen. Like I shop every week at least for a notebook and a pen and write stuff in it. And the thing is that a lot of people don't like to write, but your creative thoughts flow better when you have paper.
Well, what about recording?
Yeah.
The only thing that I suggest about recording, if you're writing it yourself, I would recommend recording.
Okay.
Because the thing is that when you got to do it, you have to try it, because sometimes it works and sometimes but the percentage of it working is higher than if it doesn't work.
Right.
Get you a book and write. And you will be amazed on how many words you will write versus you on that computer. Because when you're on the computer, you're distracted about worrying about typos.
Yeah.
You're distracted with just the glare of the computer. You keep on looking. It's just too many distractions when you're on the computer. But when you have the pen, like you just writing and you just writing and writing and writing. You don't care how your handwriting looks. You just writing and you get so much done. Like you can get pages of pages done within a 20 to 30 minute time frame that you will not be able to get on the computer.
That's crazy. What's the lady name that wrote The Coldest Winter Ever?
Oh, Sister Soldier.
Sister Soldier. Yeah, I think I read that and I read another book she had, but she said that that's what she did. Yeah, she write. She don't type on the damn laptop.
The authentic authors, they don't use computer. Like it takes more time because you gotta write and then you gotta transform. But I learned how to break it up. Like I'll probably do every day when I write, whatever I finish, I type and then I go back to writing. So I don't just do lump sum because it'd be a lot.
Yeah.
But then the computer could tell you how many words you got, so it could keep you on task too. But when you write in, it flows.
So you have like a regiment that you okay.
I told them with my last book that I just wrote, I literally, because I was bullshit or something, I had my book release, I had a book. So it was 5 days before my book release. I had to write the damn book. So I was like, oh guys, I was like, okay, leave me in this room, don't nobody come up here, and I'm just gonna write. And I wrote, but I would recommend that. Not 5 days before. That was pushing it too much.
That's pro action right there.
Right.
But that's kind of like, because that was like my 5th book at this time, so I really knew what I was capable of doing, and I knew I could do it. But you have to be on a strict schedule.
Right.
Like you have to sometimes you gotta close the door. Like when I was writing this book, I got off of social media. Like
No
I
distractions.
no
at all.
distractions.
Yeah.
Like I got off social media. Everybody knew not to call my phone because I needed to get my book out. So you got to be disciplined.
Yeah.
But it's all worth it at the end. Like
So
it's so worth it.
I didn't know, because I went and looked up ghostwriter, and I actually contacted this lady. This is the website I contacted. And she charged $300 to like write all my thoughts, like so I just write everything and give it to her.
Oh, that's not bad though.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's not. Oh, people charge way more than that.
Okay.
Look up her. First of all, I would suggest you use me, but
Look, This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I'm coming to you.
I'm not trying to
like I said,
get about your business, but since you sit here,
I just contacted her 3 weeks ago, and she's always just sent me everything. So I actually haven't sent her everything.
Oh,
yet.
don't send her
because I was like, I felt like
no. Generally, don't send her nothing.
I did because I felt like with me sending it to you, what if you use
exactly? No, don't send her nothing.
Right.
And then people have to understand, it's a lot of legal and crazy stuff that happens with people writings. Like people steal people have stolen people published books.
Right. That's
so
all this on my writing, like all this, like stuff I write.
Okay, so let me tell you something real quick. Before you send anybody anything, if you was to ever send anybody anything, it needs to be on your computer and on your Microsoft, and you need to have sent it to yourself in a PDF. Sent it to yourself because that's remember that they call it the old man's or the poor man's copywriting. So you put your thing in the mail and mail it back to yourself. You can do the same thing because it's date and time stamped. So you can do the same thing. Should you get a copyright written? Generally, people don't copyright until it's actually finished. So if you try to help get somebody to help you with it, you probably didn't get to that stage yet. So type it on the computer and get the time and date stamp because you sent it to yourself. So if you have to like take her ass to court and you be like, look.
That's right.
I had this in 2017, even though it's 2019.
I'm a user. I got a lot to say. I got more. I'm not done. It's gonna be a big book.
Yeah, I think my memoir is just gonna be real raw and like to the point. Like, 'cause I got a lot of experiences. Like I said, like with my mom and my dad. It's just like so many things that I experienced as a kid that a kid probably shouldn't experience and seen. So like, I want to put that in a book because I just feel like somebody else probably going through the same thing I'm going through, and I just want to help somebody and inspire somebody else.
Right, and you can do that on so many levels. Like I tell people with kids, if you have a kid, do kids books. These kids need so much stuff. Like it's so much stuff that we can do, and of course, I'm gonna suggest for my Black people to do it.
Right.
Because it's like, why not? That's why even with my writing and publishing class, I offer that for free. And that's just because I'm like, look. A lot of people know how to write, they just don't know how to go about.
They don't have
doing
resources.
it right.
They don't have resources.
Basically. So it's like you do everything, even with my business and branding. I'm like, okay, if I know how to brand my business, if I know how to start my business, then I want to teach everybody else to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to buy my service in order to get information from me because I have a free ebook on my website right now, how to successfully start your business. That's for free all the time. You can just go up there and download, and it comes with a business plan outline. Because people don't understand with business plans, you can't plan your business if you don't have one.
Right.
So you do an outline to keep you focused and guide you on where you want your business to be at, and then when your business has already been established for a year or two, then you could go back and do a business plan so you could continue on with the years. But people don't know that because people is told like before you can start your business, you need a business plan. What you need a business plan for if you don't have no business?
Right.
How can you plan something that's not there yet?
Right.
But you want to start something. So I'm gonna write the guidelines on how to gear you to that way, and all of that stuff is offered for free. And that's because I just want people to like do it. Like it's not that hard, but you just gotta be like committed to doing stuff.
And passionate about it too.
Right. And matter of fact, back to the question again, how do I do all that? I'm just committed.
Right.
Like I have to, I commit myself to everything. Like if I'm doing something, I'm just gonna be 1,000% committed.
Would you change anything? Like if you have to do it all over, start all over again, will you change anything?
From at this point, if I start? No, because everything is done. from life experiences. When I first had like I do air quotes because it was sort of like a business. It was supposed to be a business, and it was with 2 other females, and I had my books and I published my books, and it was underneath this name, and I'm not gonna tell the name because it's just I'm not getting props, but I ain't doing shit with the name now. But anyway, but right, you thinking people's your friend, and you just wanna. You that type of girl. If I got, you got type of situation.
Yeah.
So like, and I'm doing all the work. I'm doing this. Nobody's doing nothing. But they seeing me doing stuff, and they seeing me actually getting results from what I'm doing. And I didn't LLC the name because I'm like, okay, I had the money to LLC it, but I didn't do it because we were supposed to do it collectively together. They LLC'd it behind my back.
Oh, that's true.
Right.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So, it was hurtful. It was real hurtful when I was like, first of all, let me tell you how I know how I changed. First, anything that you do when you're doing business, you have to change your mentality. And I have changed my mentality 2,000%. Because I did not go after them at all. I did not argue with them. I did not call them. That wasn't me at the time.
Right. And don't it feel good?
Yeah, it felt really good because I was like, you know what?
It is what it is.
I'm not doing this no more. I know y'all know better or whatever. So, it hurt me for a couple of months, and I was like, damn, I got published books under this name, all this stuff, like trifling as hell. So I was like, and I prayed, and I was like, just God, tell me if I need to change the name. He came up with a name that was pretty okay, and I was like, this name is, I like this name. This name is fly. So, and then once I lost that part of my life, everything just
started falling in.
I was like, oh my God.
That's how I feel.
It's so crazy because you never know how you be blocking your blessings.
Right. Yes.
And everybody, like, you would hear this same saying all the time. Like, and it's like, it's really true. And I tell people, it's really true. Stop trying to hold on to stuff that you know you're supposed to let go of.
Right.
That's
and
right.
you know you need to let go of stuff. And I've been saying it was too much. And I'm still holding on. When I got that Netflix deal, it was crazy because when I got the Netflix deal, I didn't know they was gonna try for shit like this, but I'm still thinking, okay, so we gonna have this money, how I'm gonna give them some and my family some, so we all can. This is what I'm thinking about.
Right, trying to help everybody, right?
And I was like,
I bet you they're not thinking about that.
They was thinking about it because they was counting my pockets, but. It's like people, you can't control what people do, and not everybody is for you.
Right.
Not everybody is for you. And that's the hardest thing with anything that you're doing, from your podcast to anything else. Is like you cannot control what people do. Don't try to control people. Just understand that the higher you level up, the more people you're gonna get that fight against you.
Yeah,
that's just what
I was telling Brittany, like, about not forcing people. Just let it be, and everything will flow. Because I don't stress. I don't like stressing about stuff.
I'm having a difficult time dealing with that. I think that ever since that, well, let me go back. Right now I feel like I'm more successful than I was back then when I had my following, and everybody was liking when I did Fantasia's hair, when I did Jasmine Sullivan's hair. Everybody was like, on it. And even when I did their hair, I didn't have a salon that I was working in. I wasn't producing no money. I didn't have no clientele. None of that. It was just a blessing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was just a blessing for me that just happened. But now that I'm kind of, on the more successful side, and I have my clientele built up, and I'm opening up different things, and I'm doing more stuff, people are not on my side. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't have the supporters that I used to have, and I have family members, including my dad. He doesn't know anything that I'm going through right now, and it bothers me, and I'm having a hard time accepting it, but I'm soaking it in. Like, you get what I'm saying? I think this is just my time of accepting the fact that the people that I thought were supposed to support me, they aren't supporting me. You get what I'm saying?
And that's so.
It is so difficult. It's so difficult to.
It's so hurtful, but what I can tell you from experience, soak it in to a certain extent.
Right.
Because you soak it in too much, you're gonna get very emotional about it, and then you're gonna start not being able to forgive people the way that you need to forgive people.
Yeah.
You can't forgive people. You don't want to forgive people because they need forgiving. You want to forgive people for yourself.
Right.
Because when you don't forgive somebody, it's going to cause you to dwell on that, which is going to cause you not to elevate to whatever that you need to be at. So, and like I said, I say all of this because I'm one that never discuss anything or don't give advice on anything that I can't say that I experienced. And that was a big thing. I struggle with forgiving because I hold grudges. Okay.
You a Capricorn.
Yeah. So I hold grudges. I'm like, shoot, I'll be like, I won't talk to you for 10 years but that wasn't at the level that I'm at now. I can't do that.
You can't, like, you know what I'm saying? You just got it, because like you said, that could kind of block your blessings.
It does, because then it starts like taking control over you. So you get upset. Like if you see somebody that you just made you mad, if you see them on social media, you get mad all over again. That's because you have not forgiven. You don't have completely forgave them. Exactly, and it's like it's not for them.
Right,
it's for you.
I mean, that's just like the workforce. Like, I work in pharmaceuticals, and I've been there for almost 5 years. And I had people tell me like, this, you can't do this. It's too stressful. Like, your whole life is gonna change. Like, basically doubting me that I can't perform to their caliber. Like,
who doubted you? The people that you work with?
Yes. Like, and it's like, I could do any goddamn thing I want to. I know my goddamn work. I know that if I leave today...
Well, how are they going to tell you? First, did you not get the job?
Right. Right.
Did you not work there?
Like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Some people would tell
threatened by you.
Some people...
Yes, threatened by my success because they know what the fuck I bring to the team. They know.
It's not that even... that they know, it's that they want what they can't have. You know what I'm saying?
Because they don't
want to see that you have it because they want it so bad.
Yeah, or it could be, I think in my situation, I think it's I don't really want to say, I'm going to say it.
Jealousy?
It could be jealousy, it could be racism, it could be sexism. I mean, if you would think about it, I'm a black girl that working in a pharmaceutical company, and I work amongst white males.
First of all, okay, so you got it's sexism and racism at the same time.
Right.
So that's just what it is.
That's just what it is, and it's just like, like, I understand, like, you probably maybe think, oh, I don't talk technical and I don't have these technical skills, but that's something that I can learn. I have a degree. My degree is valid just like everybody else's degree. Just because I went to an HBCU, that don't mean anything. Like, I'm very educated. Like, if I wasn't, I wouldn't have got the position.
Understand what we had to do in gym class. If y'all can talk about that, then y'all will understand the struggles we had to go through.
Yes. Okay.
I'm still traumatized from gym. Okay.
Like, for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was a struggle. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was a struggle, especially the debt that I'm in, getting my degree. Because I took out student loans.
I had to call to make sure I ain't on no, they wasn't going to garnish my taxes.
Yeah, like, for real though. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, y'all feel like, since I'm a black girl, like, I'm frowned upon. Like, people think that, they don't think I'm as smart. Like, I can learn anything. Like, I told my manager, I'm like, listen, I know my worth. I'm not going to act like a supervisor and pretend to be a supervisor to keep somebody in the loop and not get paid for it. Like, I need to be compensated. I know my worth. I know that I'm very valuable to the team. If I leave, what's going to happen?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's just... you know what? Like, I'm just like, you know what? It is what it is. If it's a manager position open, I apply for it. I apply for another position. If it's meant to be, it will be. If not, I'm not going to stress about it. Like, I know my work. I know I'm a very intelligent young woman. I have a degree. I went through school. Like, I went through that with all of these challenges. I got pregnant at 18 and pushed myself through college. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So it was like, at this point in time, it's like, you know what? It is what it is. I'm not going to stress about it. If it's for me, it will be for me. If not, then God got something else better for me. Like, no means next opportunity. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, definitely should listen to Sarah Jakes Roberts.
Sarah Jakes Roberts.
You know who I like? I want to say his name correctly, so give me 1 second.
Deone, do you have any questions for us?
What's the name? No, I think we spoke about a lot. Y'all have any more questions?
I don't. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed you. You really enlightened me on a lot. So, and I appreciate that.
Well, I'm glad you came.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, for real.
did.
Thank you for coming and sitting in for the other two ladies. You know, it's All-Star Weekend. Right. So people out partying. They in Charlotte. Couldn't make it back in time, which is fine. But I'm glad we had somebody else to sit in to join your presence.
I'm glad y'all invited me.
Me too.
This is my first podcast doing other than mine. So I'm normally the person that's interviewing.
Oh yeah,
people.
and please let us know when
if
can
you
be.
want, right?
You know,
we probably do when I come back and I show you guys some different stuff on the
Okay, on our new what is it, appliances?
Because I need to show y'all how to do this stuff. Yes, I cannot wait for people. Because people will.
Yeah, I know. That's what I told her. So I was like, we need to learn how to do things on our own. Even though it might struggle, it might not sound the best. It's a podcast.
Y'all would keep on perfecting it until y'all get it. Nothing is
I mean, it's new, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's nothing.
Why not?
I can listen to my first podcast versus my latest one, and I can tell the growth.
Right.
All the way through it. Like, I listen and be like, wow, you really said that shit.
You're in Charlotte?
I'm in, Kernersville?
Yeah.
I'm right there. It's a boring town.
But do you have any last words for people that, that probably want to give up and like they're so discouraged, like, you know what I'm saying, like they want to write, they want to do things, but they're discouraged, they don't have the support around them, like what would you do? Like, what did you do if you ever was at a point in time in your life where you was like, damn, I can't do this, I'm so discouraged, I can't do it?
And I was
like,
you have to find a mentor. You have to find somebody, and sometimes a mentor doesn't have to be a physical person that you see all the time. Like, I have, and with social media, I'm big on social media saying make sure y'all following the right people. So I have a lot of virtual mentors that I call on social media, and I follow people that's doing like-minded stuff as myself, like things that I'm doing, or if they're not doing things that I'm doing, it's grouped in some type of way, and just keep on listening to motivational, like with my I have my business in Brandon, like I told you, so I have a thing called I forgot. My boot camp. And this is where my clients go through a 4-week extensive program in which they have things to do in order to get their business to a certain level by the end of the 4 weeks. And every day I send them informational or motivational speeches or anything that they must listen to before they even start their day. Because the first 10 to an hour of you waking up is very critical to how your day is going to be.
Of course.
Yep.
And you notice how when you have people say when they rushing around the house, oh, now my day is bad, because your day really gonna be bad after that. So you have to find a way to regroup it. So when I'm in the car, I remind you, I drive an hour and a half from my house to my kids' school. So I just listen to. Now I'm on Sarah J. She need to pay me for keep on like
giving her promotion.
You hear that? So Sarah Jakes Robert, I listen to her, and normally her service is about an hour. So by the time I get to the off the highway, it be done. And it's my husband listened to a whole bunch of stuff too. I forgot their names, but I'll send this to you guys too. And I just tell people, just stay positive and motivated. Whatever you got to do to change your mentality on things, you must do it, because it's very critical if you plan on being successful in this lifetime.
Yeah. That's right. And another good thing is always surround yourself around people who want the same thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right. I mean, not everybody's out looking for, have your best interests at heart. Just surround yourself with the right people, trusted individuals.
Yes, and another good person that y'all can listen to going back, his name is Steve Furtick, and you can follow him. Steve Furtick is his name. He's awesome.
Is that the guy from Elevation Church?
I want to say it is.
Yes.
I love him. It's great.
Him and his wife be doing some stuff too. But I like him. I be listening to my homegirl. She actually live in Charlotte. Tierra. She be sending me.
Does he have a church? He has a church here now.
Do he?
I believe so.
Oh wow!
Wait, in this area?
Wow, I be listening.
We need to look that up.
Yeah, we need to look that up. But I be listening. She be sending me. She go to Wednesday service and she'll send me. She's like, listen, B, I went to church. She's like, girl, you need to hear this, and she'll send it to me. And I'm like, dang, this is like
he's deep. He's really good.
Yes, and he preached, but I mean, he talk about life experiences.
Exactly, and that's the people. Now, nothing against other people, but I noticed like a lot of the preachers and the bishops, they kind of turn around to being more like
biblical and in the Bible, pulling stuff from the Bible. Like,
yeah, but they trying to incorporate like life experience now. I don't know. I don't listen to too many of them.
Yeah.
But because my church, they be like,
yeah. I've never been to a Catholic church, but I would really like to go and see. Like, just like I would like to go to where I don't want to get it wrong. Where do
Jehovah's?
Like the Kingdom. I've been to a Kingdom Hall. I've been to a Kingdom Hall before. I've been when me and Sweetie was younger. We went to a family reunion.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like in South
I'm
Carolina.
traumatized by Jehovah's Witnesses.
And they are straightforward with you. They'll come up to you like, yeah, you got any questions? They'll bring the microphone
First of
to you.
all, you know how they used to knock on the door.
Are you prepared for Jehovah's
Oh my God!
return?
I never forget one time they had knocked on my door and they wanted to come in.
No
offense, this y'all religion.
I told my friend she's a Jehovah's. I was like, you annoying,
girl. And they came into the house telling me to turn off my TV. I'm like, okay, y'all not gonna come into my house.
First party in your house.
I had let them in, so I couldn't hear what they were saying.
Your ass I would beat the shit out of my kids. Let somebody
No comment.
Listen, in New York, we used to throw dry water balloons on there for the fire escape. We used to be so mean,
They mean well. They mean well.
Yeah, I know. I live downstairs from Jehovah's Witness, and they'll come give me the Watchtower pamphlets here and there. But yeah, your son, is his name Josiah? I said no, it's Messiah. She's like, come to the church, and we got some. Come to the Kingdom Hall. We got some words for you.
Listen,
I'll think about it. They nice.
First of all, I guess I just need to get off my childhood nightmares of Jehovah's Witnesses. They have to understand. No offense. First of all, I have a publicist, and she's going to be like, "You was not supposed to say none of this stuff." But I'm like, "Look, I'm not Cardi B yet, so I can be able to say what I want to say." But what I'm gonna say is that they was a little bit too aggressive.
They very aggressive.
So they need to understand what we saying is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
We're not saying nothing but the truth because they was aggressive.
No comment.
They are straightforward. But like I said, I'm not really religious. I'm more spiritual. But to each his own. Like I respect everybody's religion, what they practice.
But they're good.
No hard
they
feelings.
Jehovah's.
Like we all. I feel like at the end of the day, we all praise the same God.
God.
It's just different.
Everybody's faith is different. As long as everybody, know that there's a God.
Just believe in something.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, fall for anything.
Oh, how do people reach you? How can they reach you?
Let me get my phone out.
I told you I'm gonna send you the stuff. But on Instagram I'm at Deone Mitchell, DeoneD1 Mitchell, MITCHELL, at Pretty PRETT the letter N paid media, at Women of Purpose magazine. And I have other business I ain't gonna tell y'all. And then on Facebook, which I don't do too often, but it's just Deone Mitchell.
I cannot wait to delete my Facebook.
Speaking of Facebook like that, but and then my website, of course, where you can get my Pretty and Paid merchandise. You can get my Pretty and Paid planner for 2019. My planner has like some affirmations, some great quotes, all types of things that you can get focused with. So it's not just a planner, and you can get that along with my books and sign up for my business coaching. And get the magazine.
And your classes.
And look at the podcast. You listen to the podcast at www.prettyandpaidmedia.com.
All right. So did you have any questions for us for Love Life After?
No, I appreciate you guys. And I see y'all going really, 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 really far. So we're going to be doing
we trying to be like you.
Right.
We're about to do some great things. I love it.
Thank you so much for joining us. We just want to leave off with a quote. So if y'all got a special quote or a favorite quote y'all want to...
Okay, so mine says, always stay true to yourself and never let somebody else distance you from your goals. And that was from Michelle Obama. I love that.
I love Aunt Mimi.
Right.
Aunt Mimi. Mine says, do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, you do better. And that's by Maya Angelou.
Amen. You know better, you do better, right?
That's true.
Think like a queen. A queen is not afraid to fail. Failure is another stepping stone to greatness. Oprah.
Okay. So mine is about living in the past, and it says, be thankful for what you have, you will end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never, ever have enough. True forgiveness is with is when you can say thank you for that experience.
That's dope.
That's deep.
I
That's
love
deep.
y'all. I had so much fun.
Thank you
Me
so
too.
much.
We're
Miko,
so
thank you so
excited
much for
for you
coming
to
and
be
sitting
here.
in.
I'll-
Dion, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'll be
Anytime.
back.
Yes,
Yes,
please
I'm
join
coming
us.
back.
Right,
I'll be back on time.
Yes.
Come back, y'all.
Please come back and you know, this is new to us and you know.
It ain't new no more. Y'all got this.
Well, I guess
Well,
it's
it's
not
still
new
new.
anymore. I mean, I guess we on our
It's still
just gonna we got 4 episodes now on YouTube.
Yeah.
So please check out our YouTube channel, Love Life After Podcast. Contact us on love.lifeafter on Instagram and Facebook. And please email us any questions, concerns, any topics that you would like to talk about. Tell us your story. Tell us any of your challenges so we can, you know, talk about it.
Keep the hate to yourself.
Yeah. We want constructive criticism,
Can I
please.
shout out my Instagram page?
Yes,
If y'all
please.
don't
Shout
mind.
out.
Okay,
Yes.
ladies, if y'all ever need y'all hair done, you can contact me on Miko Stylz. That's MIKOSTYLZ.
Okay,
You
Christelle.
want to say it again?
One more time, it's Miko Stylz. MIKOSTYLZ.
Right.
All right, and the email, lovelifeafter18@gmail.com. Please just let us know, and we're here. We're here to listen, to support, to uplift, and just be here for you guys, okay? And remember, there is life after all.
Thank you guys. Thanks for tuning in.
All right. There it is, honey.
Baby, you're my coat.